fantastic crowd here at the Chicagoland Speedway in Joliet, Illinois. In 2 weeks, the Sprint Cup Series heads to Indianapolis for the Brickyard 400. Go to NASCAR.com for all your news, driver stories, and race information from Indy. The All-State 400 at the Brickyard in Indianapolis. Field lined up behind the pace car. See if they turn out the lights right about here. Leave them back on. Now they're off. Let's check with Larry.
Well, Bill, let's talk about the problem Carl Edwards in the 99 car had. And a couple of things could have happened. But if you notice this splitter, it has braces all the way across, and it's mounted underneath here with bolts. Now, it's about a ½ inch thick, and it's not a carbon fiber material. It's like MFT is what it is, a material that's not quite as strong as carbon fiber. I get a feeling that basically that maybe when the car started traveling more, when the speeds went up, this thing started rubbing, and it just finally rubbed all the material off, that finally this brace broke, and this whole center section is gone. The problem they were faced with, it comes in 2 sections, and with less than 30 laps to go, all they're looking for is a checkered flag, because this car is going to have lift instead of downforce now.
Hey, Larry.
Yes, sir?
Where are you going to put all that stuff after tonight?
In my bedroom.
I'm sorry I asked.
I'm sure the family will be glad to hear that. Yes, sure the family.
Good job down there, buddy. The 26 of Jamie McMurray is the lucky dog, so he comes around back on the lead lap. The most laps led by a driver in a race here at Chicagoland, 160 by Tony Stewart. In July of 2004, he won the race. Kyle Busch has led 160. He will break that record when he crosses the line this time. When we get the green for the restart, be 19 laps to go, and Jimmy Johnson trying to rope in Kyle Busch. Harvick is third, Biffle, Newman, and Stewart. And a lot of talk about the restarts after last week at Daytona as well.
Yeah, you know, restarts are different on a track like this than they are at a Daytona or a Talladega. And you know, the leader has the right, and that's the way it is. And you know, until they come up with a better rule than that, that's just the system we work on. He was slow. He was slow down there.
But these cars, yes, absolutely. But these cars accelerate a little bit better than they do on a super speedway too.
Great point. When you mash the accelerator, it sets you back in the seat. It's like being at your local go-kart track when you mash the accelerator on a restrictor plate. You start bouncing in the seat trying to get the thing to move forward.
Jimmy Johnson has not led a lap tonight.
He's got position right there.
Trying to force
your horsepower. Come on, horsepower. He's going to lead this lap.
That's impressive right there.
Maybe not.
Nope.
Kyle Busch just edged him out across the line. But now Kyle's running where he doesn't want to be running.
Clear. Awesome.
Jimmy
on the high side.
Now Jimmy's cleared him, and Jimmy's got the clean racetrack now and the clean air. And we've seen this happen to Kyle a couple of times tonight, that on a couple of restarts, when somebody would get around him, the 99 car, Tony, whoever it may be, would put some distance on him.
16 to go.
5 bonus points for Jimmy Johnson. Kevin Harvick runs third. Pennzoil Chevy.
And Kyle needs to be watching his mirror because that 29 car is coming.
6th and 7th spot there, Vickers and Tony Stewart.
Jimmy Johnson is the race leader. Last green flag commercial break right here. Then back to the checkers on TNT. The LifeLock.com 400 at Chicagoland Speedway on TNT has just 11 laps to go. And Jimmy Johnson is out front of Kyle Busch by a little more than 1.2 seconds. Kevin Harvick is third, then it's Greg Biffle and Brian Vickers, the top 5. Marty Snotter on Jimmy Johnson.
Well, Bill, Jimmy and I were talking a couple weeks ago, and he said, I honestly feel like going for the 2007 championship hurt our new car development. The first time Jimmy was in a new car on a track a mile and a half or bigger was January testing. He said, I was 4 or 5 months behind everyone. So they have worked tirelessly, testing many, many times to get their program better at the intermediate tracks. They went to Charlotte, they led, lost an engine there, went to Michigan, led, had a transmission problem there, and this is the fruition. Jimmy told the guys right before the race, he said, we've been knocking on the door. Tonight might be the night we knock it down.
Hey, Marty, does he say anything about his water temperature?
No, not yet. Not a word. Should he be concerned about it, Wally?
Well, he's got some debris on the grill, Marty.
Not a word. The only thing on the radio the last few times between the 48 and the 18 was Kyle Busch saying, that 48's getting a lot smaller out of my front windshield.
But you know what, the 48 at this point in time, that thing may peg. He's not coming in.
No.
He is not coming in at this point. Here's my man Kenseth. Has come from 30th after cutting a tire and being a lap down, back to fight for a top 5, top 6 here.
That's 6th and 7th. Kenseth gets 6th from Tony Stewart.
Yeah, I think Matt needed maybe one more caution to get up there and erase all that, and he could have been fighting for the win tonight.
Yeah, to get his track position back in front of those guys.
Larry?
Hey, Wally and Kyle, you don't think this racetrack is getting some grip? And, of course, we know these guys were getting up on the wheel. Look at your scoring monitor. The 48 car, Jimmy Johnson, Kevin Harvick at 29. They just ran their fastest lap of this race right after that restart on lap 250 and 251. Speeds are going up, but I think the adrenaline is too.
Yeah, this is when it comes time. This is payday time. So it's like you say, Larry. Everybody gets up on the wheel. There's more grip. There's a little bit of everything.
Still climbing. Make sure you got your engine fan on.
These guys are fighting for points.
You want to point out that Ryan Newman is running in the 9th position. Tough week for Ryan. His good friend Bill Passwater, who works at Penske Racing, passed away this week. Ryan has a sticker on that car. All the Penske Racing cars in the various motorsports venues running a sticker for Bill Passwater this weekend.
6 to go, 6 to go.
Car blowing up on the front stretch. Caution is out. Looks like the 38, David Gilliland.
Man, you don't see him blow up like that anymore.
No.
You're fine, man. Just as low as you can.
He did a good job of getting off the racetrack, though, so it's not going to be a long caution. There's not a lot of concern about that, but pulling down the racetrack.
Man, look at it come out of the pipes.
It's like he's not cut it off yet. He's still coming.
Well, he's got to get back.
That's true.
Window net down.
You can do the garage here, bud. Yeah.
Jimmy Johnson has now tied Kurt Busch for the most races led in 2008, 14 of them. Johnson is the race leader. Kyle Busch is second. Then it's Harvick, Biffle, and Vickers, the top 5. Kenseth has the 6th spot. Then Tony Stewart, David Reagan in 8th. Ryan Newman is 9th. And a call to Martin Truex in the 1 car started 19th. Worked his way to 10th. Of course, that team hit with the penalties and the suspensions. They're appealing it after their car failed inspection at Daytona prior to practice last week. We are under caution. Take a quick break here. Come back. See how it all plays out at Chicagoland on TNT.